Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from the Colin Scroggin CNAW studios. Go to CNAW2news.com. That's the website. Or follow Colin Scroggins on Facebook right now to give you all the news and information happening around the area. Big Colin, though, is at the beach right now on a much-needed vacation. Your boy took one last week, too. Needed it to recuperate, relax, and get rejuvenated for this upcoming 2026-2027 school year. Cannot wait. We are literally weeks away from our first broadcast. I cannot believe that. Weeks, not months, weeks away from starting the new calendar year. Volleyball, softball to kick us off. And then August the 14th, that's the first football game we will have broadcasted on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We cannot wait for that. Great show in store for you here tonight. Got Mike Frost coming in. Keep promoting and updating and previewing the upcoming football season. Can never get enough of high school football, and we're just trying to set the stage for what's going to happen this next season and who we think are some of the favorites. Jordan head football coach Shad Martin comes in. We got a new one. This is the third or fourth in the last couple of years, but Coach Martin comes in with a lot of energy, and it seems like he is rejuvenizing and getting a lot of energy behind the Red Jacket program. We'll see what Coach Martin has to say about the Jordan era in now 2026. And then Coach Campbell Hudson from the Pacelli Vikings comes on. He takes over that program, and he's in a very tough region. He's got to take on the defending state champion Calvary multiple times this year, but there's been a lot of buzz about the Pacelli Viking softball program and them being the kind of maybe the sleeper team this upcoming year. We look forward to talking with him. And then, of course, Big Rich is back to ruffle a few feathers. You know he is. And I'm going to have Curtis Simpson come in, and he'll be talking and wrapping up Adult League, which we had a ton of fun in doing. Glad that we were able to be there for that. We were to crown 2 champions. I'll talk with Big Kurt about that. But I do want to start here with this past Saturday, put a bow on the Columbus Lions season. Wow, what a ride. The Lions were able to pull out an incredible win over Wheeling just a week ago. And then this Saturday, we had a parade on Broadway, and it was a great turnout by the community. I didn't expect anything else. And then we had a celebration later on at the Tap. Good turnout there. Key to the city was given to Corey Black and Damian Daniels and Roger Beck and the Lions organization. So thank you to Mayor Pro Tem Gary Allen and Skip Henderson for recognizing the Columbus Lions and their incredible achievement, and what a year it was this year. And you saw it in the parade. Man, what a turnout, and glad that we could cement this incredible season. And I think the best in Lions history with a championship celebration unlike any other. So thank you again to everyone out in the community that supported the Lions. I personally want to say thank you to Corey Black and Roger for entrusting me and what we do here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live for being the broadcast partner and company the entire season. It was a pleasure, and the ride was incredible. Thank you for flying us out to Wheeling and having an unforgettable weekend in that championship. All the great entertainment at halftime. Just an unreal 20th season in the Columbus Lions organization, and another championship for Coach Damian Daniels. So we got a great show in store for you. Coming up next, I'm going to have on Curtis Simpson from Columbus Parks and Rec. Talk about how Night Ballers in the Women's Adult League went this past season. It wrapped up on Saturday. Don't go anywhere. We got more here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Glenn Smith in Opelika is loaded with Chevy trucks and SUVs. Attention! 0% financing for 5 years on Silverado, Equinox, and Trax. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days. Drive home in a brand new Chevy Silverado, HD, or Colorado. Looking for an SUV? Choose from Tahoes, Equinox, Trax, and Traverse. All ready to roll. With any vehicle, you'll receive a beautiful American flag kit for your home. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back, everyone. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. I told you, he's coming in studio. Parks and Rec Sports Director, Big Kurt.
How you doing?
Curtis Simpson.
Good.
Hey, man, now that the season kind of wrapped up, before we get into, who were the MVP winners, who ended up winning the championship, all in all, though, how'd you think this season went, man?
I think it was a great season. I really do. Long summer, it seemed like.
Yeah,
but,
nonstop, man.
Nonstop. But I think, it was great, especially us adding the women's. I think I have got nothing but praise from especially the women. Like, thank you for giving us something to do. So, again, I think it just was a great summer.
It was, man, and I'm glad that we got to be a part of it, dude. And some good championship games, some good semifinal games,
yeah, it
too.
was.
Holy
yeah,
smokes.
Final Four was crazy.
How about the gym being packed and the community support? Is that what your idea was, to get people, not just the players, but people off the streets, out and coming in, hanging out in the gym, got food trucks? It was just a good vibe, man. Music being played, just was a good time.
That was 100% my thoughts and expectations. Just to get, like you said, give the community something to do. Because they need something to do, especially, at nighttime. That's why it's called Night Ballers, But a lot of people, it was live entertainment and nothing but talent. And they felt safe. We had security. Thank you to Sheriff Department, Victor. He did a great job making sure we was fully staffed every week. So it just was a safe environment.
All right, let's talk about what happened on this past week. Playoffs. Did they go as expected, in your opinion?
Yeah, the top four, I figure would go the way it did. Top Dogs was the first seed. Cougars, CSU was the second seed. Money Calling and Uptown. Those were the most consistent teams all year. But with this league, it's like, who's gonna be there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I think missing Quez, Money Calling with missing Quez and JC. That's one of the best backcourts in the league. So I think that kind of hurt him, you know what I'm saying? EJ done put up a fight, but just a little too much. The Cougars was a little too much in the Final Four.
And then the Top Dogs didn't have Peasy in that
They didn't
championship
have Peasy,
game.
yeah.
But they led pretty much the whole game, it seemed like, man. And then and really good comeback. Dom Henderson from CSU, he can really ball.
Yeah.
You got some players, man. Were you impressed with how some of the guys performed?
that talent was crazy, especially the Cougars. I promise made me a fan. I liked his game, but, it was – across the board, a lot of talent.
Jalen Harris impressed me too.
Oh, yeah, he can
between
shoot,
him
man.
and we had a tough time between him and Dom, and then Dom ended up getting that extra point with the free throws. But we could have had co-MVPs in the league.
We could have. Maybe that's something I got to look forward to in the future, getting 2 trophies just in case.
All right, let's talk about women's three-point shootout champion. We had Kiki Gunter, and the men's was Loman Holloway. How about those two? They can shoot out the ball, man.
And Kiki, I was very impressed with Kiki. They said, I remember her a little bit at Columbus High.
Right.
But they said she been shooting like that. But, it was at least 14 to 18 every round, threes. Right. That was crazy. Like, I never seen that before.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
They were lighting it up for sure.
Yeah. Little man, he put on the show. He ended up beating person who I thought was gonna win, Pat. Pat could shoot it. He won it when I did the Y League like 2-3 years in a row. Well, little man ended up knocking him out, but yeah, he got to get his respect too.
All right, let's talk about MVPs. Quez Anderson, you may mention MVP of the league.
Season,
regular season MVP. Talk about Quez and then Brandy Bowie, for the women's.
Quez he's probably one of the most consistent players in the league. I want to say, I checked the books, he averaged about 20 points a game, and he played like both ends of the floor, offense and defense.
Right.
And I didn't make the decision by myself, so don't think, I know y'all think it could have been biased, but I had a panel of people that I asked, and we kind of talked to about it. But yeah, Quez was well deserving. Coach Bowie, she missed the Final Four too for her team, so I think that was a heavy knock. But she was one of the best players in the league all season.
All right, and then in the championship game, 4-7-8 for the girls, we had a team all the way from Warner Robins come down.
Yeah. And I just found out, talking to the MVP, that they played at high school together, all those girls, and he told me they just could never beat Buford.
Right.
To win state, he was like, Buford used to beat us every year.
Right.
That was crazy. And Buford got some ballers. So
no doubt.
Yeah.
Talk about the MVP, Shania Jackson.
Shania Jackson. She played at Jacksonville State. She was tough, man, and real tough player, high IQ, can score, rebound. She is nothing I didn't see she could do. You can kind of tell she was a Division I player in my eyes. Very tough.
And then we had, for the boys, it was a toss-up, but Dom, he really took over in the second half. I feel like Jalen maybe carried and kept them within striking distance, but Dom then put them over the top for the Cougars.
I agree with that, yeah. We was kind of going back and forth about that. So, I think Dom might have finished with like 27 and Jalen, 23, 24 points. Right. So we kind of, you got to go out the points. But like you said, they both did a great job.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You can go back and watch all the games we just did this past Saturday. Kurt, thank you for what you do for the city. Thank you again for allowing us to be a part of that. Now let's talk about things that are coming up. We've been in talks. We need coverage, especially for youth sports, man. So hopefully we can start getting better coverage for youth sports. We got the high school scene taken care of. We talk a lot of middle school, but I've learned there is a huge niche and a following for people in youth sports, and I think you've seen that over the years too.
I have, and been a part of it. I coach at Clubview, but we want to do a youth sports podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to get something together, and nobody more trusted than Curtis Simpson. Nobody gets mad at him. So, looking at the near future, our coverage of youth sports. And I would love nothing more than my man Big Kurt. So y'all be on the lookout for that here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. But we got something coming up, though, Big Kurt. And that is in the next, it's not this weekend, the following weekend.
About 11 days, yeah.
Team Philly versus Team Kurt. Talk about it, man.
Yeah, Team Philly versus Team Kurt. We got a team coming from Philadelphia versus the best of the night ballers. So
you have the.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the.
I'm going to drop the roster tonight, but it's going to be some of your favorite players, man. You got Quez, JC, Peasy, Lil Man, of course. I ain't going to tell too much, but I don't want to tip Philly off, man. I know he's watching because he texted me and said, I'm going to watch the show.
Hey, where's it going to be at? How do people get a part of it? What else is going to be included on this week?
We doing a back-to-school drive. Like I said, it's Friday the 31st and Saturday, August the 1st. So we're going to have back-to-school drive, book bags, giveaways, different stuff for the community. So we putting this on for the community. Make sure y'all come out and watch. We're trying to do it at Pacelli, but I know they had an issue with the flooring. So I'm going to be promoting the location soon. So we're trying to get that worked out.
Okay. Well, we're going to look forward to being there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's Team Kurt versus Team Philly, August 31st and July 31st, August 1st.
Yeah.
That's coming up next Friday and Saturday. Thank you again, man.
I appreciate you, man.
And, again, be on the lookout. Our youth correspondent right here.
Yeah.
My man, Big Curtis Simpson. Thank you, brother. Parks and Rec Sports Director, Georgia Alabama Sports. I'll be right back after this.
Glenn Smith in Opelika is loaded with Chevy trucks and SUVs. Attention! 0% financing for 5 years on Silverado, Equinox, and Trax. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days. Drive home in a brand new Chevy Silverado, HD or Colorado. Looking for an SUV? Choose from Tahoes, Equinox, Trax, and Traverse. All ready to roll. With any vehicle, you'll receive a beautiful American flag kit for your home. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Celebrate America's 250th all month long at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. During the month of July, with every new or used vehicle purchase, you'll receive a beautiful embroidered American flag kit for your home. Our way of helping you proudly celebrate. We have over 500 vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You'll find the biggest discounts and a great selection. Visit Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika today. Get ready to smile.
What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here with Masterwall CEO C. Smithwick. They're one of our first sponsors. We didn't even know what sponsors were 4 years ago when I was doing this off my phone. Thank you so much, C, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Oh, it's something that was needed for so long in the Valley, and me with my history of being a coach and all. Love to support it. You do a great job with that. Even when you were doing it on your phone, it was great.
I appreciate it, man. And again, we wouldn't be able to cover the 50 different highest schools and all the different sports without Masterwall and different businesses like yourself. But you're also a coach and now a award-winning author. We have Believer, Bulldog, and Coach. You can get on Amazon right now. You were the winningest basketball coach in Calvary history. What was the mindset behind writing this book?
Well, it's, I kind of treated it as a ministry, and I treat our business as a ministry. I loved what I did as a coach, working with those young guys and trying to set an example and point them in the right direction, and kind of do the same thing with business. So, you got to build it with a lot of good people around you, the right support group, and once again, I call it a ministry because that's the way I see it.
You can get this award-winning book right now on Amazon, and it's going to tell the whole story of C. Smithwick from being an award-winning coach and a Hall of Famer and having the court named after him and then building this incredible business. I can't wait to dive into it, Coach.
Good. Hope you enjoy it. It's about never giving up. So that's what a coach needs to know. It's what an entrepreneur needs to know.
The name of it is Believer, Bulldog Coach, right now on Amazon. And thank you again to C. Smithwick and Maxwell for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Thanks for having me.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Welcome in everyone to another edition of the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show. Thrift Behringer, and that's him.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Frosty, the football announcer, is ready for football. We've been talking to her blue in the face, man, but
yeah.
I cannot believe we put up a post a couple weeks ago, or actually last week. We're 30 days away, Mike.
Man,
Can you believe that?
I know. It's like counting down quickly. What are we on now? The 20th now? So we've got about 25 days now till football starts.
14th?
GIAA kicks off on the 14th. I mean, I think on the 6th and 7th there's going to be some scrimmage games going on as well around the area. So if anybody wants to go out and watch some free football, just
listen, we'll be there, but we won't have it broadcasted, but we'll be there practicing for sure. What I get more excited about is the kind of unknown this year. In years past, we knew who the prohibitive favorites are.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of unknown this year, Mike.
There's a lot of movement going on, a lot of graduated. A lot of big stars either transferred or graduated out. You've got a lot of guys, a lot of coaching changes, a lot of region realignments. So you don't know what with these new schedules they've got going on, a lot of more travel. You don't know what kind of season you're going to look forward to, if they're going to change their offense up, if they got to change the defense up, try to get new schemes and schematics going on. So we'll see what it's going to look like this year. We don't know, like we said, but, I mean, we've seen a little bit in the summer with some 7-on-7s, but not a whole lot of 11-on-11. So we're going to find out in the next few weeks who's going to be coming out on top around the area.
All right, Mike. I said off air, what are some surprise teams? 2 years ago, my prediction I know last year my prediction was either between Columbus and Kendrick, and Columbus ended up being that surprise team. I had it the year before, and I cannot think of who was my surprise team back in 2024. But while I think about that, who are some of the teams that you think this year could be those that come out of the woodwork and really surprise some people?
I think one of the teams that we can kind of say have a good rebound year and has a good chance at least to win a region title, looking at that region, or at least being a top 2 team, is going to be those Shaw Raiders. I feel like they had a down year last year. They had a lot of missteps, a lot of, just fundamental mistakes out there, a little bit of mental errors on the field last year that cost them a few games. But watching them in 7-on-7, Dejan at quarterback, they've got the athleticism. Now it's just putting it all together in one piece as a full football team. So I feel like Shaw is going to be one of those teams that come out, can win 7-8 games this year.
Yeah, and I forgot the year before that was Hardaway. Ryan McKenzie, he went 4-6, just missed the playoffs. Bobby Gary was the quarterback then in 2024. Next year I had Columbus. I like Shaw too.
Yeah.
I think they could be a team that could really surprise some people this year. I think between Calvary and Pacelli, I think one of those two teams could have a decent year, and I expect Brookstone to be really good.
Yeah.
But both of those teams finished around 500 and only made it to the quarterfinals. Can either one of them come out of the woodwork? I honestly think Smith Station is going to be that team again for me this year. And I'm leaning more towards. I think, and again, I'm talking about doubling your win total from the previous year. Hardaway did it. They went from 0 to 4. They almost quadrupled because they didn't have any wins. Columbus doubled their wins. Who's going to be that team that dubs it this year? And I think Smith Station can go from 2 to 4. I really do.
I do too.
So I would put them up there as well.
Yeah, Smith Station especially. You got to think last year was the first year under Blair Harrison. This year they have another full year, not just of having him come in and kind of bring in his style of coaching, his style of football, but also now it's another full year of training, getting these kids in there, getting their retention, keeping kids that probably transferred out before he got there. Now he's kind of developing the program, developing the mentality where these kids want to stay, want to play for him. You can see it just the closest to those kids when we were out there at the Impact Center a couple weeks ago. I do feel like 4 or 5 wins are definitely on the table for Smith Station this year in a tough 7A in Alabama.
I think also it depends on, again, the region they're in. Shaw's in a tough region next year, man. So that's why I try to – it was last year – I feel like Muskogee County region, with it being 7 schools, you're going to get several that's going to make the playoffs. I had a better feeling. I think Kendrick could be a team. With Coach Mayo, they were supposed to be my team last year. Finished 3-7.
Yep.
Again, improved from the previous year in wins. Could this be the year they make the playoffs? There's only 5 teams in their region. The problem is they're all really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Hayfield Charter,
Yeah.
Sumter County, Carver, Crisp County, and Worth County.
Yes. You got 2 undefeated defending state
come on,
champions
man.
in that region.
That
so.
sounds really tough.
Yeah.
But I believe in Coach Mayo.
Oh yeah, me too. And Coach Mayo, Coach Perk out there as well, running the offense. I mean, they went 3-7 last year, but you've got a year this year where, like you said, 5 teams in the entire region, but you have the potential of all 5 teams making the playoffs now. They've got power rankings in all classifications in GHSA. It's no longer 1 through 4 seeds in each region make the playoffs, despite classification. Last year, I believe it was just one of the single A classes, the 2A and the 3A, had the power rankings. So now all the classifications have power rankings. So Kendrick, depending on what they do with that non-region schedule, because they've only got 4 region games. So if they can at least go 4-2, 5-1 before they hit the region, maybe sneak in a win or 2 here or there during region play, they can end up with 6-7 wins and be one of the 5 teams that potentially make the playoffs in that region this year.
So those are some of our surprise teams going into this year. I do want to say, quick disclaimer. These opinions are of myself, Frost, Richard Holdridge, and they are opinions.
Yes.
I try to talk with facts and stats, but again, they're based in an opinion. If you need to use this as bulletin board material to motivate yourself, motivate the student athlete, to motivate anybody, I'm okay with it. Because afterwards, as I told Calvin Thomas, as he said, we were plenty of bulletin board material last year when they started 2-6.
Yeah.
And guess who his biggest cheerleader was, and the first person he got to see and interview? Georgia Alabama Sports Live, myself. I have no problem. Again, use us.
Yes.
I'm with it. Don't take it personal, though. Know that when we do this, somebody has to be the best. Somebody's got to be number 1. It happens. It's just going to. It's the point of rankings. That's the point of conversation. So we understand that you may not agree with them, but they are not personal. There's I don't have an allegiance to any school other than I love all of them equally, a part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And I will equally show them to the entire world, entire country, entire Southeast, entire area, entire states, and Alabama and Georgia, Mike. But again, opinion.
Exactly.
So, now that disclaimer's out there, no, we're going to say things that you may not agree with. They're not going to be egregious. It's not going to be hot take universe. I'm not throwing a high school kid under the bus. It's never been that way. But if I want to talk about great athletes, and I'm going to talk about the ones that perform. And if you want to be talked about, you know what my suggestion is, Mike?
Work hard.
And perform.
Yes, sir.
If you do that, I promise you, I won't keep my mouth shut. I always say that.
Yeah.
If you're good, we talk about you.
Oh, yeah.
You perform, we talk about you. And it will continue to do that. I'm not going to waste time talking about something that's negative. I don't want to do that. I'm going to talk about the people that perform and are doing it at a high level. And if one slips through the cracks, please comment and they will be talked about.
Yes.
Don't take it personal, though. No, we say it with love, but we got to do our job. And our job is to create conversation and talk about who are the best, who's coming in, and we are going to rank teams, I promise you. And they're going to be coming in the next week, and these are preseason rankings. That means they're not probably right. That means we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't have anything other than what we go off from last year and talking to coaches, and every coach either says one or two things. They're the greatest thing since sliced bread, or their team ain't no daggum good. And most of the time, they ain't no good.
Yeah.
So if I talk to every coach, we don't have a good team. We're still a long way away. Well, then we got a bunch of teams a long way away, and we don't believe that. So we are like throwing darts in the dark.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox. Mike, it's your turn, man. If you got anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, like you said, it's not out here. It's a bunch of pork opines. That's what we're doing here. We're opining about football here. We don't know everything that's going to go on. We don't pork opine. But, we opine around here about football. All right. We don't know everything that's going to go on until those lights turn on, till that first whistle blows, until that clock starts running. So right now we're just kind of going out there. There's some kids last year, my first year here with the program out here, going around this community, watching these teams play. There's some kids who came out from way off the radar, who straight up shined, surprised me. I loved watching them. I couldn't stop talking about them. They went on to play, graduated, or probably still playing now. here in the high school level. But it's one of those things where if you feel like you're being slighted and you feel like you're going to go against some top guys who get talked about a lot, that's your opportunity to shine. I don't know how many kids I know that went on to play college ball because a recruit came to watch somebody else at a bigger school or a bigger name, and then that kid showed out that ball game, and all of a sudden that recruiter says, hold on, who's this kid? Instead of hanging your head down and be like, well, they don't talk about me, I ain't doing this, they don't. Go out there, show off. Do everything you can, work hard. And then go out there, play against these tough teams, get somebody to see you, and you can go on to the next level. It's all about going out there and proving everybody wrong if nobody's talking about you. Make us talk about you. I'd love to talk about these kids around here, so I'm ready for it. I mean, 2-3 weeks now we've got to get ready to talk about these kids and be able to watch them on the ball field, and I can't wait to watch these kids go out here. And just seeing them develop year by year is phenomenal. It's my favorite part of doing this is just watching these kids on the ball field, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I am too, Mike. So the disclaimer is out there. Conversations are out there. There's a lot of podcasts and a lot of people talking about sports in this area. I love every second of it, man. It just brings more great conversation and shines more of a light on student athletes. I love the students being involved in broadcasts. I enjoy everything that I'm seeing from us as a entire area elevating on to being more like Atlanta, to be honest with you. We're behind the 8 ball. The talent's here. The coverage wasn't, in my opinion, the way it should be, like in other areas of the state. Well, I think we fixed that now.
Yes.
I think we got the ultimate coverage, and I want to say a lot of credit is that of what we do here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live, but there's others in this area do an amazing job, amazing work, and I am I'm happy in the space we're at. So no hate from me. I'm all about us talking about, as long as you are promoting student athletes, you're doing, I think, a service to this community. You're going to have a fan in me, Mike.
Exactly.
We're going to take a break. When we come back from break, we're going to talk with the Jordan head football coach, Chad Martin.
First
Cannot
year coach.
wait to have him on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere here on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are. And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
full studio. Welcome back, everyone. Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show from Colin Scroggins CNAW Studios. Mike Frost, Trip Behringer, and the new football coach of the Jordan Red Jackets for 2026. His name is Chad Martin. Coach, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, anytime, man.
All right, like I told you a little bit off air, we want everyone to know who Chad Martin is, and then we'll get into your vision and how you're going to take Jordan football into the light. That's what we want to see. We want to see into the light.
Into the light.
All right, Coach Martin, floor is yours. Where you from? How'd you get into coaching, and ultimately what led you here to Jordan?
All right. I'm originally from North Georgia, around Calhoun, that area, Calhoun, Rome. Basically, I went to Gordon Central High School. That was actually back when they were better than Calhoun High School. So, because we used to beat Calhoun every year, right. And I don't know what happened after that. But I played all 4 years there. We were 3 out of the 4 years there, we were in state playoffs, all that. So football was, pretty big in that area anyway. Basically, playing there, I played running back, linebacker, and then got the chance. Right after high school, I went to another school that was supposed to be starting a football program, and that fell through. And so I was kind of in no man's land there for a little bit, and then Shorter started their program, and that's kind of I ended up over there when they started their program. Started out there to begin with, was supposed to be going to be a B-back. Then I moved over to defense, played linebacker, and played there for a couple of years. And then while I was doing that, that's kind of how I ended up in coaching. Is when I was over that way. I got a call from one of my old high school coaches, and he was like, "Hey, you mind helping out on the side?" So when we didn't practice on Mondays at Shorter. So when I was over there on Mondays, I'd go to my old high school and middle school, and I helped out over there for a little bit. And then from there, I kind of got into substitute teaching, and during my spare time, and then that kind of led into me increasing in my what I was doing coaching wise, and just kind of grew from there. And then when I graduated, really before I graduated Shorter, during my student teaching, I was at Pepperell High School up in Rome, right. And a really good program there. And I got to student teach in the fall, and so I got to actually get on with the football program there. Me and another friend of mine, Bill Batten, who used to be at Manchester, we got on there to help out with football while we were student teaching, which became a really good experience. Now we were it was almost like we were unpaid go-getter do-boys over there, but it was a lot of learning, and so that was a really good experience. I graduated from Shorter and got on at Chattooga High School, right above Rome, with a guy that's I consider to be my mentor, which is John Starr. He won a couple state championships in the state at places that aren't really known for doing that, and so I got on with him there, and then some things kind of went down there, and he ended up being gone from there, and that's when I got a call again from Bill Batten in Manchester, and that's kind of how I ended up in this area. Is he called me, he's like, "Hey, we got an opening down here, you want to come down?" I'm like, you know what, why not? And so moved everything down here. Got on at Manchester with under Coach Oglesby, who has won a ton of games in the state, he really good guy too, and people like Zeke Gear, and he wasn't coaching anymore at the time, but he was always around the program and always giving advice and helping and all that, which he's a character. If y'all ever get him on the show, man, but then you probably need to have like whatever button like bleeps out stuff, yeah. So, but he's a character. But I got on there. From there, I took a job, got offered a coordinator possibility down in Middle Georgia, and took that. Really didn't like it. So I got myself back over this area at Chatco within a year. And I stayed there for a while, and from there moved on. I had a friend that started coaching at Smith Station, and so that's how I ended up in Alabama for a little while. Is I got on there and helped him out at Smith Station when Jason Dukes was there.
Gotcha.
And I think actually the last time Smith Station had a winning record, honestly. Whenever they left there, I went to Carver. And I spent a little bit of time at Carver. Coached Draymel King, who's become like a huge one of my go-to guys that I can call up about any time, about anything. So I was there. Went back to Manchester for a little bit. Was defensive coordinator there. We made a pretty deep run. Got upset in the quarterfinals, semifinals. I can't remember. One of those. Really good defense. I was defensive coordinator there, and we allowed I think less than 6 points a game that year. So that was a pretty incredible year. I eventually, lots of different things, got back over this way at Glenwood, and then got a head coaching job in Alabama at Barber County, which is in the middle of absolute nowhere. They had lost 66 straight games, and so when I was there, we broke that streak, doing some things there. And they're a real small school, only about like 100 kids. I remember one time we counted, and there was only like 31 males in the whole school. So it was that was an experience. I left. There's a whole change in administration there, so I left and went to Valley for 3 or 4 years, and helped out over there for a little while, and that was a pretty good experience. I like doing that. Really good school system. A lot of people there I've made really good memories with. Awesome. And then a friend of mine got a job over at Hardaway last year, and that's kind of how I ended up back in the system. He called me up, and he's like, "Hey, I need some help. You want to come down here?" And so I was like, it's a little bit closer to home, because I live, right over the line in Phoenix City. So I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So that's how I ended up at Hardaway last year, kind of helping out there. And then we'd been kind of talking a little bit about me coming over to Jordan a little bit, Coach McDaniel, before he left. And so that was kind of, up in the air a little bit. But then I kind of decided I was just going to stay at Hardaway. Then the head coaching job came open, and I got, I know a few people over there, and they called, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to put in for it." And so it's a job that, I'll be honest with you, and I told Mr. Hudson, the principal there, it's a job that, like, the last 3 times it's been open, I have applied for it, and I've been wanting to go there. Yeah. And I just think it's a unique situation, and I felt like there's a lot that can be done there. And there's a couple times I was disappointed when, it didn't kind of work out, but then I guess maybe it's just all in, God's timing on that one. So, I got the call, went in for the interview, and got it. And then Coach McDaniel who was leaving. He was really good about showing me around. Spent a couple of days there. And showed a lot of things. And I'd call him right now. And he'd sit there and talk. He's probably their number one fan still, because he went to Harris County, but he actually just left and went back to Louisiana, where he's from, because he got a head coaching job there. So, yeah, so he that's where he's spending, because I was just got off the phone with him a couple of days ago, and he's trying to do some fundraising stuff back where he's from. So that came out of the middle of nowhere for him, but so I got to Jordan. I wasn't quite sure what kind of what staff we're going to be able to put together. It was really late. Honestly, I was, kind of worried about, actually being able to talk to all the kids and get them in there and get them excited. But, we kind of were able to touch base with a lot of them. I lucked up, and a guy that I'd worked with at Barber County, that's from Columbus, and used to coach for years before he went into law enforcement. But he helped out when I was at Barber County, and I always told him, I said, if I ever get a head coaching job again around Columbus, I said, I'm calling you. And so I called him, and he was like, I'm ready to go right now. And so that's who Tony Patrick came on to be my defense coordinator. He spent a lot of years at Chatco and Pacelli and other places like that, and a lot of knowledge and experience there. And then one of the guys at an elementary school that was wanting to get into high school coaching, he used to be one of the head coaches of the middle school, Robbie Burns. Mills got me in touch with him. He said, hey, he's really wanting to get into high school coaching. So I called him. It worked out that he can come, and he has a strength conditioning background. So, I've been kind of able to hand that over to him, and, let him run with that, and which frees me up to do other things. And then, some people on staff there too that was already there. Coach Caden Head and Coach Willis, and they've been a lot of help and very excited, and they're pretty energetic with the kids. And then we got to bring on Coach Wise and a couple other people. Coach, it's slipping my mind right now, but it'll come back to me. But we've gotten several in that have been really beneficial and energetic, and really want to bring the program up. And I think that's kind of it's been a really good surprise. I really thought we would kind of go into this first year, being everything was late. I really was worried that we're going to go in with like a skeleton crew of coaches, but we've actually been able to put together a really good coaching staff, guys that all get along really well, and kind of on the same page. And we don't really disagree much, but when we do, it's disagree, and then we're back to dapping each other up and fine and all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of came together really well. We've had really good turnout. We've been between 25, 30 kids, just about pretty much the whole summer. We've stayed at those numbers, and probably that'll grow once we get some of those freshmen in and all that when school starts. And I think our freshman orientation's next week, and so that we'll be able to kind of pick out a few there and pull them to the side and be like, hey, what you doing? Where you been at? And so, but yeah, it's all come together. Pretty excited about it. So.
Awesome, man. Love it.
Awesome, and like you said, like coming into in a situation like that, we talked earlier before we went on. Last time Jordan made the playoffs or even had a winning season was '96, and you already went through that experience one time with Barber County, having to come into a school that was 66-game losing streak there. You're coming into Jordan with 50 plus. What's the mindset right now? What kind of schematics is it changing there? What's your game plan for as coming in with these kids? Do you have like a certain philosophy you have offensively, defensively, just to get the most out of the kids? And who would you say is probably your top performers right now you're looking forward to having the most impact this season?
They've been overall they've been really good about being excited and buying into everything. And you walk into situations like this, you don't know to begin with what you're about to walk into. And I say it all the time, like Jordan in the community and from a lot of people from the outside, you hear about it and you hear about this negative. Since I have been there, I have seen nothing but positive. When I was there before school was out, those halls are quiet. Kids are good. They're all, really nice. There's not a whole lot. You don't see any problems. And then, buying in, as soon as we started workouts, all of that, and they come up, shake your hand. They're polite. They do what you ask them to do. They're very coachable. And so I think, it's a lot of misunderstood things about Jordan. And so that's kind of been our mindset going into it, is the whole model being eyes forward. We don't want to think about the past. We don't want to dwell on what things have happened before, and what people think about Jordan or anything like that. We want our eyes forward. We want to look toward the future, and we want to look toward the next play or the next thing we're doing, and focus on that. We can control what goes forward, and so that's we're kind of bringing that mindset of looking at it that way. And I think it's kind of, then between that and Coach Barnes of the basketball team, they do a whole lot of team building stuff too. And he works really closely with us as well. And you don't see that a lot in a lot of schools either. A lot of times coaches of different sports will be a little bit at odds, but he's been great. And so is the other coaches there, about working together and all that. So it's kind of, we kind of got that, they say like together we swarm there too, is where the Red Jackets. So we kind of got that mindset tied into the whole eyes forward and all that we're doing it together. We're all in it together. And so, we're kind of going into it looking at it that way. We're wanting to be very physical. If you can see my hat right here, RTDB, which is run the dang football or run the dang ball. But we want to be physical. We want to get after people. I am an option background coach, and especially with like flex ball and things like that. And so we're going to come at people. We're going to we're coming at it that way. It's an offense that if you look back in history, a lot of schools, a lot of places that, have had kind of a, down history and all that, it's an offense that equalizes things. It kind of levels the playing field a little bit. And so, and then when you kind of get to that point where they're picking it up and they are excited about it, that's where you can kind of do more with it and take off and do a lot more stuff. And so we want to carry that over into defense too. So we're planning on playing pretty aggressive on defense, and, fly around, have fun, that kind of thing. Be a little bit unconventional in what we do and give some different looks that maybe teams aren't used to seeing and not used to preparing for, and kind of to throw them off a little bit and give us kind of that advantage in that way. And so we're going into it with that mindset. We're all together. We're all eyes forward. We're bringing the hammer, and we're getting after people. So,
Coach, I love that. And we're all about positivity on here, man. You can rehash the last 5 seasons, and it's been a difficult one for Jordan, fans, friends, the coaching staffs, the alumni. But now you just put your first foot forward, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to push that positive message out there. I'm looking at the schedule, man. There's a lot of winnable games. What's your mindset? You don't play a traditional schedule. You're not in a region right now where you're going to be able to make the playoffs. What is the mindset of year one under Chad Martin? What are you trying to accomplish in this first year, man?
Our main thing, we had a staff meeting today, and that's one of the things we were talking about is, our biggest thing is we want to improve every week. And right now, that's the biggest mindset of all, is that we want to get better every week. Right. And we were talking about, today, the ways to measure that, and how to look at that. And so we're going to have like 10 goals up on the board, and 10 games, 10 goals. And, basically every week we're going to check or X all those things. Hey, did we do it or did we not do it? And kind of go and take the season from that approach. And of course, another goal is we want to break that losing streak. That's a big one. And once we break that, get past that and move on.
That's
and
it.
We don't even really, with the kids, we don't even really talk about the losing streak, because it really kind of falls into that whole eyes forward thing. We don't really want them to dwell on that. We don't want them to think about that. Yes, that is a goal of ours, but hey, we're moving on from that. And so that's kind of what, we're looking for with that, and just kind of bring that kind of energy with it. So.
Yeah, and exactly like you just said, it's a new team this year, so that the streak has nothing to do with anything. Right now it's still 0-0. That's the only thing that matters. Every week's 0-0, starting over again. So you look at some of these games coming up on the schedule. You've got a couple of rivalry games, which is big. I hope the alumni that's one of the big things I know about being a Jordan guy myself. The alumni is very proud people around there at Jordan from way back in the day. So hopefully a lot of them come out, kind of support, help these kids, help them get everything they need in order to succeed as well. But you've got these rivalry games, starting off with probably the oldest rivalry in the entire city in Columbus. You kept one with Kendrick. That's another region, all perennial region foe, even though y'all are non-region now. Then picking up some with some other teams like Greenville, where you got Coach Robert Sanders, who started off here in Columbus, coached at Daniel, coached at Spencer for a long time, was the AD out there. And then you've got, a couple of other ones, Heritage coming down from Noonan. So it's going to be some good games going on. You only got to go on the road 4 times this year. You've got the split half and half, but y'all playing Columbus here, play Kendrick here. You only having to go on the road 4 times. Your expectations going into it, as far as, like you said, just getting better every week, do you feel like the kids are kind of just buying into that? Are they kind of looking forward to that? They haven't started hitting yet, of course. We know that, I don't believe. But getting to where it's like, all right, I ain't got to face my schoolmate, my classmate, my buddy anymore. I'm ready to go out there and hit the field against somebody else like Columbus High School.
Oh yeah. They ask me every day when we're getting in pads, and I tell them every day, like, we can't get in there yet. Yeah. But every day they're asking about it, because they're ready to kind of go and move and do that kind of thing. They're a little bit tired of each other, and they want to. They want to hit somebody else. I think they're glad, because we have 2 scrimmage games too, against Central Talbot on the 7th, and then Marion County on the 14th.
Okay.
And so they're looking forward to that. Definitely that August 7th with Central Talbot, because they really want to hit somebody else. They're ready to get in pads just to hit in general, but they really want to hit somebody else. And so I think they're pretty excited that that's coming up, and we're in acclimation period right now. So we're in helmets today when we were out there, and so you got to do a few days of that before you can get in pads. So they're they're pretty much chomping at the bit right now and ready. So,
well, Coach, we want to say thank you so much for coming in here tonight. We're cheering for you. Looking forward to seeing you this season. Chad Martin, head coach of the Jordan Record Jackets. I can't get that out. We'll be seeing him. We'll be seeing him, though, next Friday at Muskogee County School District Football Media Days with some of his players. Coach, thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime, man.
And we'll be seeing Jordan Red Jackets this year on Georgia Alabama Sports Talk. We'll take a break. We got more here. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in.
5.
Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are. And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this. Come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Glenn Smith in Opelika is loaded with Chevy trucks and SUVs. Attention! 0% financing for 5 years on Silverado, Equinox, and Trax. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days. Drive home in a brand new Chevy Silverado, HD or Colorado. Looking for an SUV? Choose from Tahoes, Equinox, Trax, and Traverse. All ready to roll. With any vehicle, you'll receive a beautiful American flag kit for your home. Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And welcome back, everybody, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I'm here with the new Pacelli, St. Anne Pacelli Vikings head softball coach, Campbell Hudson. How you doing there, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing, Mike?
Good, man. Good. Excited for this next season coming up. I know you've been out there working ever since you got hired on. It has been nonstop. So a team that had their first varsity season last year, barely missed the playoffs. You come in, first season head coach out here at St. Anne Pacelli. What are you looking forward to? What have you experienced so far this summer with your new team?
We've experienced a lot of ups and downs. We've had some really solid days where everything seems to be in sync, and we've had those days to where you really have to endure some tough love. But I think that's just part of the process. When you're coming in, is just finding the new standard, changing the culture, looking to shape this season into something that everyone can be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were a lot of things to build off of from last year this season, as far as things to look forward to, as far as things that could have been done better, as far as people being able to step up in leadership roles. So it's just one day at a time right now, man. But, yeah, we've been hard at it.
Oh, yeah, I believe it, man. All up and down. I've heard a lot of good things from the parents out there. I see a lot of the, being part of the community now here in the sports area here in Columbus, I see a lot of the parents talk about how much fun their daughters are having despite, I guess you can basically say, the hell you put them through on a daily basis. So sometimes it's about getting those kids to buy in and having those girls out there buying in. That's a big part of it. That's just the main start of it. you're in a tough region as well. You're in the same region as the defending state champs, Calvary Christian. You're in a region with Brookstone, who's a decent team as well, who's also a playoff team in GIAA. So it's not an easy region to come out of. You add Heritage now to the mix out of Noonan. So what are you looking forward to? Are you looking, like, with a tough schedule like that, filling it out, even some non-region games you've got going on the road, stuff like that, tournament ball, all that stuff. Who are you looking forward to? Who's some of the kids that you've had come in and step up and really play a big role this summer as far as leadership? Who are you looking forward to having big season so far for the Vikings?
Yeah, so the thing that I've harped on the most going into this season is, what does leadership look like to us? How do we build on the things in the past? How do we change the culture? How do we set the standard? And that starts at the top. And so this year we have 4 seniors in J.C. Watkins, Madison Green, Amanda Acevedo, and Ava Gerber, who was a transfer going into our season. So between those 4 seniors, high hopes and aspirations for them, maybe not even just performance-based, but just being able to step up and say, hey, this is our year. Like, this is our opportunity. This is our last chance. And so we've reiterated that a lot going into the summer. It's just like, this is it. One of our biggest mottos that we've talked about every day is just like, turn the page. And at the end of the season, we're just hoping to finish the story. We had a few kids transfer in, Ava Gerber, Sadie Childers from Columbus, and we had Lindsay Bagley move in from Marion County. So we had some big names move in to hopefully help build on what they were able to accomplish last season. And it's easy to sit here and individualize kids that, may excel, may do the little things right, but like at the end of the day, like, man, every single one of these kids this summer have shown up. And they've worked hard, and we have so many expectations for them moving forward. We've got our sophomore shortstop coming back in Tally Ellis, looking to fulfill a big role, being a young shortstop, but at the same time in that role, we're expecting her to lead by example. I remind a kid like that you're in the spot to where people are going to look to you, and it's in those moments of not just success but failure too. Like, how do we respond? Our outfield coming back, we've got J.C. Watkins in the outfield, we've got Reagan Dixon in the outfield, and so like 2 key pieces there to kind of help build on what's to come. I think outfield gets overlooked a ton, but at the high school level, girls are going to hit the ball, and so the expectation for them is to go out there and make plays. Amanda's going to be a key role to our team this season. She's one of those kids that, outside of just performance, she really is a light to the lives of others, and she's that one key component to where, like, regardless of what kind of day we're having, Amanda's going to be the one to kind of bring the life back to everyone. We've got our senior Madison Green at second base. She's done a great job this year of just being very vocal for us, learning how to lead, learning how to come out of her comfort zone a little bit and set the tone. We've got 2 corner players right now between Emma Grace Andrews at third and Sadie Childers at first, and they've done a great job holding the corners down. They've done a great job like setting the tone. 2 kids like that to have in the corners is a pivotal piece of what's to come for our success too, because in those corner players, like, they have to be ready to handle the ball. And they hear that a ton at practice as far as being able to handle it. Obviously, we have Lindsay Bagley in the circle. She's going to be a key part to our success this season. One of the biggest things for her is just making sure we keep her healthy. And then Ava Gerber behind the plate. She is a nightmare that I am looking forward to coaching behind the plate this season.
Awesome, man, awesome. I love to hear it. I know it's your first year in Columbus being a coach coming from Alabama.
That's right.
Out there in the sticks.
Yeah, for sure.
But coming over here and then coming to a school like Pacelli.
Yeah.
I kind of see some of the movement going on. There's big pieces there. The football team's doing a great job right now with a lot of the coaching over there. You've got baseball now with the new hire in Kobe Vance as well. So you kind of feel like, what's the aura going on in the sports complex now, in that athletic department at Pacelli, where everybody's kind of, it seems like they're all on the same page now, like, we want to make Pacelli great. So is there like is it all just one big support system, everybody looking out for one another now?
Everybody's great. Like, I'm so appreciative of the opportunity that Pacelli blessed me with. To take a chance on a young coach with no high school experience was a big risk. But I hope by now I've proven my point as far as what I want to accomplish, how hard I'm willing to work, and just the overall atmosphere of what the sports program looks like. Because, on top of softball now, I am helping Kobe with baseball. There's a lot to look forward to within itself from that. Just as far as having 2 young coaches who are very eager, very hungry. A lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, but at the same time, a lot of fun to be had and involved in that mix. And that's just making sure that we show up every day and do the little things right. And if those are the things that we can build on, and those are the things that we accomplish, and those are the things that we have to look forward to, like, Pacelli's a good spot. Pacelli's in a good spot right now. Pacelli's the place to be as far as I'm concerned.
And I believe I'm with you on that one. I like to see a lot of the growth going on out there. And again, tough region, But I feel like y'all are going to be one of the ones that's going to give a lot of these other teams a run for the money. I just something in me tells me I like to pick upset teams year by year in every sport. But right now I feel like y'all are going to be one of those teams that kind of put everybody on notice this year. Again, first-year head coach at St. Anne Pacelli, Mr. Campbell Hudson. Appreciate you coming on with us here tonight, man.
Thank y'all.
All right, we'll take a break here. We'll be right back. I did a damn thrift right there. We'll be right back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Celebrate America's 250th all month long at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. During the month of July, with every new or used vehicle purchase, you'll receive a beautiful embroidered American flag kit for your home. Our way of helping you proudly celebrate. We have over 500 vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery. You'll find the biggest discounts and a great selection. Visit Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika today. Get ready to smile.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
What you got, Thrift?
There it is. Rich.
No, what's really going on? What's going on with you?
So I just keep looking back because I've gotten phone calls left and right.
Are you serious? You're going to bring
Where's
this up?
Rich? And so I just keep looking at this logo, this brand.
It's a nice logo
that someone has helped me build.
Yeah.
And people asking, where's he at?
Where am I? I've been around. I've been doing
Rich,
my thing.
people, yeah. And they're
I've been doing
seeing
my thing.
you're doing your thing. And that thing's been opposite of what we're doing. What's going on with you, man?
You had to go there, didn't you? No, I'm doing great. It's great to be here on the show with you.
Rich, we got a busy upcoming school year. Is everything good?
Bring it on.
One word? You're the Rambler, and you only got one word to say right now. Bring it on. How's everything been with you? Seriously, though.
Man, it's been a busy summer. I've just been grinding away.
He did volleyball on Saturday, and I guess that'll be the first thing we talk about. First
Absolutely.
off, how was that at Russell County, that brand new facility? Was it cool to streaming there? Are you ready for upcoming season?
yeah.
And what'd you learn?
It was a great atmosphere, great crowd. We had a tri-match. They split the courts. They had the JV playing on one side. They had the varsity playing on another side. It was a tri-match between Spencer, Smith Station, and Russell County. Spencer and Smith Station played that first tri-match. Smith Station ended up winning. And then Russell County ended up playing Smith Station. Smith Station beat Russell County. It was actually a pretty close matchup that went into the second set. Actually, Smith Station won both sets, and then Russell County ended up beating Spencer. So what I learned is that I think the Smith Station is going to be pretty good. Church is a pretty good setter. Brigham was basically where my camera was. She was the outside hitter. It's slamming it. And I actually had 6 blocks on the broadcast because where I was on the court, and where the camera was at the angle, I was swatting away that volleyball left and right. I was going to make sure that didn't hit my camera. So, yeah, I'm proud of myself because I had my head on a swivel. But incredible atmosphere, and that facility is state of the art.
All right, Big Rich. Let's ruffle some feathers. You've been on a tear lately, man. You've been going here, you've been going there, you've been going everywhere.
Are we still talking about volleyball?
You're saying this team's the best, that team's the best, and who's not the best. Time to say volleyball right now. I'm putting you on the spot. Top teams coming into next year. Who do you got?
Well, until they get beaten, you cannot count out the back-to-back champions of the GIAA, and that is the Pacelli Vikings.
Third head
coach in 3 years. They had Coach Jillian Schoenburn. They had Coach Kristen Trotter. Now they have Coach Casey Rose.
Yes.
And they have great play like Mela Resnick, outstanding player. It was a big part of that championship team last year. Now they're hurting. Shannon Menifee and Anna Doe are graduated. They're gone. But the one thing about Pacelli volleyball, they are focused on volleyball. They go to volleyball camps. They go to their travel teams, and they have a young team coming in. They don't just rebuild. They reload. And even though they have their third coach in 3 years, they still are the team to beat unless otherwise. I mean, that's why I got Pacelli number 1. But they're in the toughest region in the GIAA because guess who I got ranked 2 and 3?
So let me hear this one more time. You got Pacelli, who's the defending back-to-back champion.
Yes, sir.
But replacing Anna Doe.
They are.
And also replacing
Shannon Menifee.
Shannon Menifee. Now, Malia Resnick is coming back.
Yeah.
She's a really good player.
Yes, she is.
Do you know who Carson Galligan is?
I do know who Carson Galligan is.
I just want to make sure that you remember who that name is. I agree with you. I have no problem with you saying right now they're the top. They need to be knocked off the mountaintop.
Yeah.
But I think Carson Galligan is elite as they come, man. And she was one of the best players in the state last year.
To be honest with you.
And they return a lot this year, Coach Halverson. This could be the year finally Brookstone gets over the top. But now you're giving them bulletin board material.
Now I am. Remember, last year Brookstone did get over the hump and beat Pacelli on their home court.
And we were there for that.
They lost in the Final Four to Pacelli in heartbreaking fashion, just like in the championship.
How many sets did they go?
So they went 3 sets. Yeah, something's got to give. But I feel like Pacelli deserves to be ranked number 1. I could see a world where you rank Brookstone number 1 because they have the best volleyball player in our area, and that is Carson Galligan. But look at who's number 3. A team that is loaded, getting Madeline Gaps, Abigail Stafford, and Abigail Holder all coming back for Calvary.
Olivia Smithwick as
and
well.
Olivia Smithwick as well.
I'm telling you right now, you're right. And the thing is, they're all in the GIAA, and they all play in the same region. But don't sleep on Glenwood. Coach Kayla's strength. I know they're replacing some top talent, but they won their region last year. They won their region last year. Central had a pretty good team last year as well. How about you mentioned Columbus High? I mean,
losing Kiara Parsons, that's tough, but Lauren Myers is coming back.
And the coach there has
Carson Lay
continuously been consistent.
Now they're in 4A.
And it's going to be tough. I know that's going to be a lot different than being in 2A the last couple of years. Give me some other teams. Who are some surprise teams that can make a difference?
I think Shaw was a really big surprise team last year. They
you like Curtis Crowell, don't you?
Curtis Crowell.
Any chance you get a chance to shout out Curtis Crowell and Vivian Special and then Shaw Athletics?
Lady Raiders. They did a great job. They upset Kendrick in the region tournament to get to the championship, where they did fall to Columbus, but they were able to host a home playoff game in Shaw. I got them ranked high. Northside, they had a good team last year, but they're going to 6A. I'm wondering how the competition in 6A, how they handle that. Kendrick, we know that Coach Angela Long, who was Coach of the Year last year.
18-6 last year.
Yeah, they had a great season. And I took notice. I thought that Spencer is much improved from seeing them over the weekend. Smith Station is going to be much improved, and Russell County. I was very impressed with all 3 of those teams this past weekend.
All right, there's our volleyball coverage. We'll get to softball here in just a moment. It's time to rattle the cage. Big Rich, give me a random fact, man.
Random fact. Well, it's not really random. Everybody's talked about it. Spain has won the World Cup. First since 2010. It's their second. Everybody's favorite player is Yamin Yamal, who's only 19 years old.
He ain't mine.
There's a picture that's gone viral where Lionel Messi.
I like Lionel Messi.
Is holding a baby Yamin Yamal, because Lionel Messi's 39 years old. Yamin Yamal's 19. So, but this just tells you the longevity of soccer players. Sad that the World Cup is over, but it's time to go back to watching MLS or the English Premier League. I'm kidding. I'm a casual soccer fan, like the majority of the sports fans in this country. But it was fun in the United States. Canada, Mexico did a great job hosting the World Cup.
You also, and that's not what I thought you were going to
No, not a random fact. What about Zachary Rizachet being traded from the Hawks to the Thunder, Mavericks, 3-way trade and getting Lou Dort? Yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, Ryan Fox winning the British Open. You know, I could do this all night, Thrift. What you got? Because I got a lot.
Anything local?
Well, you already talked about. Oh, yes, Little League. Congratulations to American Little League as they ended up beating Smyrna and Franklin County. They will play Warner Robins tomorrow in the 12 and under tournament up in Oconee Little League. And Phoenix City Little League has already punched their ticket. They're going to be representing Alabama in the Southeast Regional. How cool would it be if we had a team from Columbus and a team from Phoenix City in the Southeast Regional in Warner Robins?
Chris, he's on probation.
What are you talking about, man?
You led off with Lionel Messi and Yamin Yamal over American Little League and Phoenix City Little League? Are you kidding me, Rich?
You know, we can take a station break if you want, but if you call me Chris to my face one more time, we're going to have to take a station break.
Chrissy, take a break. I got to go after this guy. When we come back, softball rankings, if there's anything left of Richard on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Telling you don't shush your mouth. You're gonna make.
Welcome back, everyone. Thrift Barron here, Big Rich, Georgia, Alabama Sports Live Show. You're not gonna screw this company.
What's really going on with you, Thrift?
All right, let's talk softball. Big Rich, Alabama schools play in the spring, so we do top 5, but some of the top teams returning next year. We all know about Brandon Jenkins and Harris County. They're going to have a ton coming back next year. We expect them to always be in the forefront. But Calvary, I think they have to be number 1, right? With Jeff Halstead returning.
Oh, no question. Everybody's coming back for Calvary, the defending GIAA champions. Coach Sidney Carastory's got a good team with Northside. Columbus with Coach Furtick. They were on the doorstep of going to South Commons. Shaw was on the doorstep of going to South Commons. They ended up losing in the Sweet 16. I think that Coach Slade Stillwell is going to have a much improved team at Brookstone. And, of course, we got to hear from Coach Campbell from Pacelli Vikings. I think that they're going to do well. I think Coach Anthony has got a pretty good team at Hardaway. I'm just excited about softball. Just to let everybody know, when we do the softball rankings, because only Georgia teams are playing softball, we just do top 5. And I think that's fitting.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. But I think we got some really good teams returning next year. And I look forward, I think Pacelli, Coach Campbell Hudson, they're going to be a team that's going to be very competitive. Columbus has been really good. Shaw, remember, won the region last year. I think we got several teams within this in our area that have an opportunity to do something special, man.
Yeah, no question about it. And they're all going to be in different reclassifications, but I still think that they are going to have a special season. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the new classification for the GIAA. We obviously know that Calvary is going to have a little bit of competition with Brookstone and Pacelli. I'm excited to see all 3 of those teams battle it out. I remember we got a lot of softball games with Harris County, Northside. They're no longer region opponents, but they will play each other this season. I'm really interested to see that battle with Shaw, Columbus, and Hardaway. They're all in the same region in 4A. How is Carver and Kendrick and Jordan? I mean, these softball programs how are they improved? And so, yeah, it's very unique that we've got softball in the fall for Georgia. And I can't wait, as games are just like 2 weeks away.
I can't wait either, man. And we will be streaming literally in a couple weeks. Can you believe it?
I can't believe we're streaming.
Speaking of which,
streaming.
The 100th year anniversary of baseball in Columbus, and especially minor leagues, August 1st will be happening at Synovus Park. We're going to have a live Georgia Alabama Sports Live show that Saturday. Should be a lot of fun. We'll have a busy week next week. This week, though, we're going to have several Sitting with an Athletic Director say the program's dropping. We got a bunch of them that we've already done and look forward for you seeing them. I know we got Jordan with Ricky Rogers dropping. I was able to get up with Jamie Williams of Brookstone and Pacelli's Calvin Thomas. Still got Danielle McCoy of Columbus that we have not dropped, and others that we're going to be having on as we are just trucking along, and we're almost there to the end of the summer. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
We'll have a live show later on this week, and then that'll be pretty much it. We told you last Saturday, that's pretty much the last sporting event we will be live streaming until first week of August, which is 2.5 weeks away.
It's coming.
Can you believe it?
It's coming. We coming.
We coming. That was our motto. From Richard Holdridge, I want to say thank you for Mike Frost, and thank you to Campbell Hudson of the Pacelli Vikings, Shad Martin of the Jordan Red Jackets, Curtis Simpson of Columbus Parks and Rec. Another jam-packed, incredible show. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. We hope you have a great rest of your night. The Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show signing off here on the Colin Scroggins Studios in CNAW. I'm never going to get out the outro correctly. See you next time.